Today's video, I thought we would talk about the Royale. The Royale is not so much a cocktail as it is a method for enhancing cocktails. For those of you guys that don't know, a Royale is any cocktail that you top with champagne. This is a very old school drink or old school method of enhancing drinks. And today we're gonna be making 3 drinks enhanced with champagne. And I think what we're gonna find is that any drink can be enhanced with champagne, and not only that, but a lot of classic drinks can be made a lot better with the addition of champagne. And to that end, you don't have to use like French champagne if you don't want to. You can use Prosecco, you can use California sparkling wine if you want to use that. If you decide to switch out your sparkling wine, you just need to keep in mind that some sparkling wines are a little sweeter, some are a little drier. You really got to pay attention to those facts about your wine in particular to make sure you get the effect that you want in your drink. Every single time that I wake up in the morning and I know that I have to shoot with Marius, I expect to kill it every time. And that brings me to our sponsor today, ZBiotics, which is a genetically engineered probiotic that you drink before drinking alcohol to avoid that rough next morning. Now, like I said, I expect to kill it every time we work and be as productive as it can possibly be. Sometimes though, the night before we work, I do have an event that I gotta go to. A lot of times I'm drinking alcohol at that event. The next day could be pretty rough. Enter ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic. I just take one of those right before the event. I drink responsibly, get a good night's sleep, and guess what? I feel right as rain the next day. PhD scientists invented it because they know that the real problem is not dehydration. It's a toxic byproduct of alcohol, and ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic is the only product that breaks it down. So just remember, all you gotta do is drink responsibly, get plenty of rest, and ZBiotics will take care of the rest. So go to zbiotics.com or scan the QR code on the screen, or alternatively, use the code EDUCATEDBARFLY at checkout for 15% off. So the first cocktail we're doing today is the Enzoni Royale. The Enzoni is a cocktail created by Italian bartender and Milk and Honey alum Vincenzo Errico, who currently owns the bar L'Artefatto on the island of Ischia, just off the coast of Naples. If you just happen to be in Italy and you decide to go to Naples, take the ferry over. I got to do this 2 years ago, went to the bar. It is fantastic and well worth the trip, so definitely go visit. First thing we're gonna do, depending on the size of it, you wanna put like 5 to 6 grapes. I put 6 in there because there was a couple small ones. And then we're gonna do ½ an ounce of simple syrup. And typically I squeeze my citrus first, but today I did not, so. Then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, 1 ounce of Campari, 1 ounce of gin, and give it a good muddle. Always remember to use a chilled glass. Give it a strain. Yeah, definitely feels a little more chilled now. We put this in the freezer to chill it a little bit more effectively because we didn't have a ton of time to chill the bottle. Hopefully this doesn't do anything crazy.
Okay, let's see.
A little scared. All right, let's see.
Well, don't point it at me.
Right at the lens. Psych. All right, here we go. And then we're just gonna top it up with like a 1.5 ounces maybe. Maybe that was closer to 2. Oh man, I have such high hopes for this. It is absolutely still spritz season. We're actually in a heat wave this week, and it's gonna be like 100 degrees or something crazy, so.
102 apparently.
Yeah, so we're just gonna take a little, we should do a little, we'll find one that says spritz. Here we go, these are some smaller ones. Perfect. I use these more often. Boop. Boop. We're just gonna garnish with a couple of grapes here. Let's give it a taste. Oh my God, the Campari and the lemon complement that champagne so well. Champagne is pretty dry champagne, so it's not super sweet or anything. You get everything that you would get with the Enzoni cocktail, the nuance of flavor, a little bit of bitter, tempered by a little bit of sugar, and then your grapes, you kind of play in there, and then you've got the dryness of the champagne. This would be a fantastic as the Royale, or even as a spritz if you want to put a little soda water in there. So there you guys have it, the Enzoni Royale. So the next cocktail we're doing is called the Boothby Cocktail, which was created by the Honorable William Cocktail Bill Boothby. And it is said that he created his namesake cocktail at a bar called the Pied Piper Bar at the Palace Hotel in San Francisco. This guy wasn't just a bartender. He was also a
Rat catcher? No.
Nope, but he was a cocktail book writer, which isn't, you know, at the time it wasn't very common that bartenders would write books, but he was a cocktail book writer. He was a speakeasy owner that was prosecuted during Prohibition. And then he was also a United States congressman as well, which is pretty cool. The Boothby Cocktail is literally just a Manhattan Royale. So that's what we're gonna be doing. And it is greatly improved. So first thing we're gonna do is just a couple dashes of Angostura bitters, a couple dashes of orange bitters, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 2 ounces rye whiskey. We're gonna be using the 100 proof variety today. I'm gonna give it the old, give our first piece the old cracky. Crack-a-lack-a-ding-dong. I wanna make sure that we get a good amount of ice in our glass here. And give it the old stirry poo, if you know what I mean. So then we're gonna strain our Manhattan like so. Champagne float, about 1 ounce. And boop, let's give it the old sippy poo, shall we? Cheers, big ears. I mean, it's everything that you want in Manhattan, lengthened without alcohol. And then you get that nice semi-sweet dry finish of the champagne. It is fantastic, but you taste all of the vermouth. Obviously you taste the rye whiskey and you get some of those rye notes in there. It is fantastic. I think that a Manhattan is greatly enhanced by a little champagne. So there you have it, guys, the Boothby Cocktail. Da Hora is a cocktail created by New York City bartender Ivy Mix, and it is a reference to the Brazilian phrase muito da hora, which means very cool. This one's gonna be super simple and very nice. So we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Then we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of grapefruit juice. I'm gonna do 1 ounce of cachaça. And then in a very rare turn, we have Saint Germain playing main spirit in this cocktail. And we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of Saint Germain. Just give it a strain. Last but not least, a little of the bubbly. The recipe doesn't really call for this, but I want to put a little extra grapefruit on top. I think that's going to be well served. Cheers. Ah, nice aroma of fresh grapefruit. Oh my God, that is lovely. It's nice too, because it really does not need simple syrup when you have that massive amount of Saint Germain in there, but the Saint Germain complements the cachaça really well. Cachaça's bringing in tropical flavors. Obviously, you get that really delicate sweetness of the Saint Germain. And on top of that, a little bit of tartness, acid, and that, kind of dryness from the champagne makes this cocktail just like a banger. I could drink 1 million of these. They're so good. There it is, Da Hora. Thank God I turned my audio pack on.
I would have said something if...
I know, I had a moment, and then I had a moment where I was like, did I even turn it on? And then I looked over to you, and you were wearing earphones anyway, so. I'm just trying to think if I should be like, the last cocktail, or am I just kidding? So there it is, the Da Hora. It's weird to say the Da Hora. So